Hello, what is going on, guys? Hockey Guy 1 here. Welcome to my top 10 most anticipated movies of 2020. Number 10, I have Raya and the Last Dragon. So this is obviously like Disney's next movie, and they're coming back to like an original idea for like the first time since like 2016. Since then they kind of like had sequels, and honestly, I'm very anticipated to see the way that they take this. I hope they do a good job executing it as something original, and I definitely think that they can do a good job if it's executed correctly. So I am very optimistic that Disney will do a good job with this movie, as they do usually do a good job with their movies. Number 9, I have Halloween Kills. So this movie is going to be like a sequel to the 2018 Halloween movie, and to be honest, I am optimistic for it because that did bring the franchise back on track, and this is a sequel to it. However, it will feel kind of weird. Hopefully, they do a good job explaining how Michael Myers comes back to life, rather than unlike the last time that they did it. Hopefully that they do a better job with it, and I'm very optimistic that they can. And that's the only thing that I really have to worry about is hopefully they do a good job executing the fact that Michael Myers is still alive on like Halloween Resurrection. So I'm hopeful that this movie can be good, another good horror movie that has good scary elements to it, and kind of hoping for it to be kind of on the same level as the 2018 Halloween. Number 8, I have Onward. So this is honestly like Pixar's next movie, and it's had a couple trailers so far. I think they look pretty good. I mean, it's a whole new idea for Pixar, and I definitely think that they could do a good job with it. It doesn't make that many bad movies aside from 3 that I don't want to mention. And overall, I think that this movie does look pretty good so far. I mean, all the trailers have looked pretty good and really promising. And I definitely think that this can be a new, good, original idea, as this is like the first time Pixar's kind of like going back to the whole original idea since like 2017 with Coco, and I certainly have a lot of optimism for this movie. For number 7, I got Scoob, which is like the next Scooby-Doo movie, and I definitely do have a lot of optimism for that. Unlike like the last Scooby-Doo movies, which were really good movies, but I would think that this is like a new kind of Scooby-Doo movie, and I definitely think the trailers have looked convincing so far, and I'm definitely really excited to see where this movie goes, and hopefully that it's going to end up being a very enjoyable movie, as the trailer looks, and I definitely think it's got a lot of potential, that they'll kind of like Scooby-Doo kind of thing, kind of like show them how they get together. I mean, I think that this could end up being a very good movie, and I'm definitely really have high expectations for this. At number 6, I got Wonder Woman 1984, and this movie, I definitely do have a lot of hope for it. The first Wonder Woman was a great movie that to put the DCU in the right path, and I definitely think that this movie could be something similar. I mean, Ida in it, and she hasn't really been shown in the trailers yet, but hopefully they do a good job with her, unlike all the previous DC films. But I think I'm not the most optimistic in that case, but I am definitely optimistic that this could end up being a very enjoyable movie, kind of like the first one, and I definitely think that this movie could be executed well. However, I mean, obviously they're bringing back Trevor, which hopefully they do good enough writing to try and bring that back, and I'm definitely optimistic that they can do a good job with this movie, and just really hopefully that it's going to make DCU continue to go on the right track, despite the fact that they have another movie this year that I'm not really that anticipated for. Number 5, I got Soul, which is the next Pixar movie after Onward, and I'm also anticipated for this. This movie had one trailer so far, and I definitely like the whole concept of it. Like, it does kind of seem like a similar concept to Inside Out, but I do I think that this movie could be done very well. However, it does seem kind of similar and something like the most similar, but the trailers definitely do look very good, and I'm hoping for it to like live up to expectations, as it does look like a good movie. And I do think that the trailers have been very good, and I do have a lot of optimism for this, as it is a Pixar movie, and it looks very good. My number 4, I got Top Gun Maverick. This movie, again, has like trailers that look pretty good. I mean, we've been waiting 34 years for this sequel, and the first movie was pretty good, and it's like 34 years later since they made it, and I definitely think that this movie has a lot of potential in that case as an action movie. Yes, it does still have Tom Cruise journey, obviously, and there's a lot of potential to this movie, and hopefully it can end up living up to expectations, as it does feel like a very fine movie, and I do think that this could end up being a very good sequel. Number 3, I got SpongeBob movie Sponge on the Run. So SpongeBob is definitely like a very special TV show to me. I mean, it's like a whole childhood. I mean, I really enjoyed watching it as a child, and I have a lot of memories from it. And the previous 2 movies as well are just great movies, just like the TV show. And this movie, so far, like from what we got about it, looks very promising. I mean, it looks like a whole Finding Gary kind of plot, which has been done in a TV show episode called Where's Gary, but I'm kind of interested to see how it's executed into like a whole feature-length movie, as it's never really been done in that kind of case. And I'm definitely very interested to see how this could be, as it's kind of like a whole adventure it kind of looks like so far, and it also looks like it still has a lot of the jokes that it should have from coming from like Patrick, and that's something that I really hope to see. A lot of is Patrick jokes, and I definitely think that this movie has a lot of potential to end up being one of the best movies of the year, if I'm being honest. Number 2, I got Tenet. This is Christopher Nolan's next movie, and he's one of, if not my favorite director. I mean, he's made so many good movies. I mean, I don't feel like he's made a bad one yet. I mean, he's made the Dark Knight trilogy, Inception, Interstellar, The Prestige, Memento. I mean, he's made so many good movies, and it's like so. And this movie looks like it's no exception, if I'm being honest. I mean, looking at it, it looks like it's a very good movie. You know, like about kind of like confusing kind of stuff, kind of like Inception. I mean, I think he could execute it very well and kind of make it less confusing. And I definitely think that this movie looks like it sounds very good. It looks like it has a lot of potential, and it definitely looks like if it's executed well, it could be another great Christopher Nolan movie. And at number 1, I got No Time to Die. This is the next James Bond movie, and as a whole fan of the James Bond franchise, I'm certainly very excited for this movie. I mean, the Daniel Craig movies have been very good so far. I mean, Casino Royale is a masterpiece. Quantum of Solace, pretty good. I mean, it's probably the weakest one, but I still kind of enjoyed it. And then Skyfall was a masterpiece, and then Spectre was another pretty good movie, despite its flaws. But this movie, so far from its trailers, looks like it can be another great installment in the James Bond franchise. It looks like a great conclusion to like the whole Daniel Craig era of it. I mean, it's like it's gonna be a whole conclusion to the Daniel Craig era. And it looks like it can have more fun action, and that's pretty much most my expectations for this movie. I'm hoping it can have another great story with a lot of fun action and to go on with it. And I certainly have high expectations for this movie, as it has a lot of potential to turn out to be one of the better movies of the year, possibly one of the better James Bond movies if it's executed very well. That was my top 10 most anticipated movies of 2020. What would your top 10 most anticipated movies of 2020 be? Tell me in the comments below, And I'd like to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.